The ancient art of mosaic and today loved by many, both great artists and the people who make the first steps in the art. Today, masters of stained glass studio Charm of Color will tell us the secrets of manufacturing of mosaic panels. Hello, dear viewers! The Spanish architect Gaudí wrote that originality is returning to the thing nature. All these things. There are people who won't pass by the burst plate or perfectly burst glass. We are today in such studio. We are the guests at stained glass workshop Charm of Color. And masters of stained glass don't have any secrets from us. Hello! We are in stained glass workshop Charm of Color on our mosaic class for adults. We make a mosaic of scraps of stained art color glass, which remains from manufacture of stained glass windows. For work, we use following tools. Glass cutter. Here I have the easiest cutter, not the professional. It's in such improvised inkwell with liquid for cutting glass. The following group of tools are glass breakers. Here is the best breaker. This breaker works slightly differently, and we will show you today how it works. Tweezers with which the mosaic gathers. Now I will show how glass is cut. I cut such models. I will tell a little about how to cut glass. As I have already said, glass breaker is in an inkwell. This is to ensure that the cut will be soft and smooth. The dry roller cuts glass, breaking it. When the roller is moistened in liquid, the sound of glass cutting is a thought melodious.
Я бы даже сказала, мелодичный.
So we have cut glass. Now it needs to be broken. For this purpose we wrap it using any iron tool. Like this. When we wrap it from below, the crack from cutter spreads, the glass sound changes. Pay attention what is the glass sound. If remember, when we buy ware in shop, it check having wrapped on it. What we have says that we have cut well and have wrapped well. The crack on glass has dispersed itself. So we have cut glass. Now we should break it. We take the breaker and start to work. This breaker breaks well small glasses which you won't catch by hand.
Маленькие, которые не ухватишь рукой.
Today we will work with this sketch. I would like to make such cockle shelf, and for this work we have selected such color scale.
Немножко серых, чуть-чуть голубых, два темно-коричневых, немножечко бежевых.
all those colors which are in our sketch. As the sketch is big and we have more works, assistants join us, Irina and Larissa. And by the way, it's very important to protect hands because it's very easy to cut. Work with small details and it's necessary to sweep away in time glass splinters that they won't disturb. I want to pay your attention that all small splinters have their sharp ends. Not to hurt hands at assemblage, it's necessary to make them smooth. For this purpose, all prepared material is located in a special cleaning tumbler in which they are processed by a strong stream of water. If you don't have such a device, don't despair. Some masters simply place splinters in a bottle with water and shake actively, and it's necessary only to dry them. So, after we have cut glass, we need to do one more technological operation which is called tumbling. Its essence is to remove at glass skin edges that it will be impossible to cut yourself about it. Tumbling is the same process as when the pebble is ground by surfing the sea. We preciously also have ground our small fragments of glass. We have ground them, poured out, they have dried, and now we should sort them. So we have cut, have tumbled, and have sorted our mosaic, and now we can spread our work. I suggest to allocate duties. Someone will spread white strips. Someone will begin with brown tones. The third will go on the counter, and the remaining places we will fill in common. Done? For work, we use the most usual adhesive tape because through it we can see well pattern, and we glue it exactly as many as we will gather today. So we start. The most pleasant part of our work is laying out of a mosaic. We take tweezers and spread mosaic models, which we have prepared in advance, on an adhesive tape. The process of laying out mosaic is very long and laborious, and hardly for 25 minutes which we will have time to make all. But you will see the results soon after. You see how we cut glass by female hands. One would think this is completely not female business, and I thought that it was absolutely inaccessible to me. I saw in Italy how masters of a mosaic make a mosaic. It seemed to me that it was kind of work for the selected artists, but it has appeared that I can come and try to make it by my hands.
Делать это своими руками.
In our lives, we often don't notice what beauty surrounds us and that it's possible to express all this beauty by means of various techniques, various tools. And one of these techniques is a mosaic, and this technique allows to make the whole pictures by means of glass, by means of color fragments of glass, by means of smalt, and to open the beauty of the world. And by the way, the process of assemblage of a mosaic is a very difficult process. It demands attention and concentration. Pay attention that it's not simply to take a small piece and to put in some place. It's necessary to find a fragment of that form and color which will lay down on that place which is intended it. It's very difficult, and as we see, this process is similar to assemblage of puzzles. Sometimes it's necessary to take away already fixed fragment because it breaks the general composition. It will be a very long process, but it's worthy of it. Such fascinating and wonderful work because it's possible to play with color shades to select as puzzles these pieces of a mosaic and to do these preparations to prepare the material, and as a result we have wonderful and interesting things. We will make a small creative pause. As the masters of mosaic say, this work demands somewhere a week. It's a very laborious process because we will need to give the chance both to color and to the background to settle, that the result will be wonderful. Therefore, I hope that we will meet in studio. Work stands with standing and goes with going, and our work moves ahead. Pay attention, we have made almost all work. There is a small part in which should be put small pieces. But we already see how to do an assemblage process. When work is almost collected, you start the second stage. What do you do? What tools take? When work is finished, we should remove an adhesive tape from the inside to put our ready work on that surface for which we created it. For this purpose, we stick front side with gauze moistened in wallpaper paste, which then we will remove. Can we replace gauze with any modern materials? Isoe tape? Yes, certainly. We can use oracle tape. We can stick with the paper preciously also on wallpaper paste. The main thing is that this glue will easily wash them. Also, as well as a tape that is easily removed. We stick the front side, overturn our work, remove from the inside an adhesive tape, and further, we can transfer the ready mosaic on the prepared surface. For example, this is a wall in the bathroom, a kitchen shantlate, a tabletop, in other words, that surface for which you created your work. What structures can be used to fix the inside? Is this any glue or a special solution for a tile? Yes, there is a special tiled glue. Basically, there are many various materials. If you make your mosaic for pool or for a premise with the humidity, it's better to use materials on epoxy base. And if you make, for example, for kitchen, it's possible to use simple structures on the basis of a cement. When we have fixed our work on the wall by means of tiled glue, we should sustain about 1 day that our glue will set, and after that we wash the front side by means of a soft sponge and a soap solution. In other words, we wash to clean gauze or craft paper which we use for fixing. Yes, quite right. Good. But pay attention that no matter how carefully we didn't select mosaic elements to each other, here are triangular and square and oblong, and we tried, filling the surface densely to adjust all these glasses to each other. Between them, all the same, there is a space which needs fixing. What do we use to rub these small intervals? We use grouts. There are grouts on epoxy base which are intended for premises with the humidity, for example for pools, and there are grouts on the cement base. I prefer the most usual on the cement base because they can be easily washed from the surface after we have made grout. Grouts on the epoxy base demand some special solvents, therefore choose what material approaches you more. And what do you want to wish to our viewers at the end of the program? I wish you to find that business which inspires you, filled with enthusiasm, which brings you not only money but also pleasure. Create, invent, good luck!